It's a weird world we live in now, but it is just a simulation, so go figure.
Yeah, since 2012.
I mean, shit. Elon Musk thought his fucking lady was didn't we talk about this last time? Did I talk
Did
to you?
we?
Grimes? You know that chick Grimes, the singer?
Yeah.
Okay, so her and Elon had 2 babies together.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Grimes says that Elon thought that she was AI that he programmed because she was perfect for him. Something like that.
Huh. Weird. Like really weird.
Yeah. Like,
huh.
But then also this past week, I don't know if I want to say that, but Kanye said he was a hybrid, a Chinese hybrid.
Dude, that guy, he needs to see a specialist.
Stop. He needs to stop.
He needs to see an extra specialist.
He needs people around him who are there for him, who will help him take the medication that he obviously needs. Dude.
Yeah.
The man is in a bipolar manic episode of some sort or something like that. Like, or maybe he just believes everything he says and he's that arrogant. But I think it's mental illness. Like, no one can be that arrogant.
I wonder if that's like, with extreme wealth and resources, people tend to start getting a little bit crazy because different things are open to them.
Yeah, but
like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but think about it like this. If he was a female, he would have been under conservatorship or whatever it's called. Like Britney Spears was under and Amanda Bynes. And, if he was a woman, they would have already locked him up, basically, is what I'm saying. And then for some reason, it seems like men with mental illness just get away with it because, like, who's going to stop them or whatever? I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's inherently easier for men to hold a woman down and not man versus man. I don't know, man, but like someone needs to be like, dude, you gotta like help yourself. You're embarrassing your fucking family, man. You're embarrassing your kids. You're a laughing stock right now. I don't know if that matters to him, but it would matter to me.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Do you remember doing that nutbag? Like in at the old ski shop, all the random shit we used to say. So I still do that every once in a while at my mom and dad's house. My dad picks up on it like real quick and my mom won't. And I'll just do random shit like that the whole time. And then my dad's just laughing his ass off. And my mom's going, what are you, did you say nutbag again?
Sick dog tonight.
Yeah. No,
sick dog.
We had all sorts of them. Yeah, I miss those days. The old days of getting a mustache drawn on my face and things of that nature. Yeah, you motherfucker. Like, and that's the funny thing.
You
about
let me.
The two of us. I did. I certainly did. We've been, and this is before we even were hanging out or even buddies or anything.
You were a little kid, man. You were a teenager. You're like 14.
I wasn't even 14. I wasn't even working in the shop yet.
No, I feel like you were a
I
boy.
wasn't even working in the shop yet. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
No, because I feel like you came back and had to work with the red face. Like, because you scrubbed the shit out of it and it didn't all come off.
Nah, I was just hanging out in the ski shop all the time because I wanted to get a job the next season. And I was, showing my face there a lot.
Yeah, you were.
Bummy would always hook me up with good skis. I like the good skis. Yeah, man. No, it was a good time, man. I miss it there. There was a lot of good fun to be had.
I spent a lot of mornings hung over there.
Yeah, I miss tuning skis.
Long before I was 21. It was an all right job, man. It was an all right job. It wasn't hard. It was pretty easy.
I prefer doing the tuning skis than working the boot counter.
Yeah, boot counter wasn't bad.
That was way better.
Obviously I started there, but tuning skis was where it was at eventually.
Yeah, I got really good
because you had
at
your
it.
own little station. It felt like you owned it. Oh,
Oh,
you
are you talking about setting up the skis for
just rentals?
Sizing? Yeah,
Yeah.
just the rentals. Yeah, I'm talking about tuning skis.
Oh,
like
yeah, I
proper,
never
like
did that.
sharpening, waxing, and resurfacing the bases and shit.
I never I do some minor resurfaces and some waxing. I never got to
the edge sharpener and then the base refinish thing.
Yeah.
Yep. I like doing that. That was a lot of fun. I got pretty good at it. I still have my hand tuning kit and everything, like my hand sharpening files and my iron for wax and whatnot.
It's crazy that there's still no snow, speaking of all this.
Yeah, no snow.
It's been pissing rain again today.
There was more snow in November than there was in December.
And we barely have had a dusting. We got like an inch or two that time.
Yeah, I think we got a few. We got at least 4.
I mean, like, it was last night, it was like 45 degrees all night.
Yeah, it's pretty mild right now.
Like, I could walk outside right now and probably not be bothered that I'm in a t-shirt, and it's December 7th.
Yeah, that's pretty unbelievable. You remember when we were kids, how much snow would usually be on the ground
by December? Easily. I was just saying to someone the other night how I remember walking at least one Halloween where it was all through the streets because the town wasn't ready yet.
Oh yeah, I remember doing like skiing. Like you could ski from place to place for your freaking Halloween candy.
Right. I imagine, I mean, like, by this time, I mean, we must have been in school. We would have been doing the cross country thing in gym.
Yeah.
Because I think we did that before Christmas break every year. So, and they had maybe it was after Christmas break, but it was obviously in the winter. I
can't remember anymore. But yeah, we definitely did the cross country skiing.
I mean, like, there was always a good cover for it 20 years ago.
Yep, absolutely.
Now, man, piss and rain still. All day yesterday. Today. Rained all the way down to Glens Falls and back, pretty much, like, on and off.
Yeah.
It's just weird, man. It's just like, so, I mean, like, maybe, if anything, like, people who don't want to talk about climate and bullshit, but, like, maybe 365 days isn't exactly a year, obviously. You know what I mean? Like, it's off enough days that eventually, over a span of time, the months should have actually shifted. Like, right now is November. You get what I'm saying? That the calendar year is off enough that
but I
eventually
like the
weather has changed.
We would have been notified. Things would have changed. I don't know, man.
How do you can't change? You would have to take away from months. You can't do that. So you have to stick with the 12-month system. You're in it. It's everything, right? So you couldn't. But think about it. We had quite a nice September weather-wise.
Yeah.
Which back in the day used to get chillier in September. So let's say it's off by 0.8 a day every year, or 0.5, 0.3 days a year. Over those 20 years, all of a sudden you're off 30 days or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, maybe 365 exactly isn't the right number.
Yeah. I don't know. I need to see statistics. I need to see graphs and charts.
I mean, maybe the rotations aren't happening at the same speed that they used to.
That wouldn't make sense to me either.
Why not?
Because of the speed. That would mean that our speed has changed, and that would also affect our gravity. Gravity has not changed.
I'm not saying necessarily on the planet itself. I'm saying the entire solar system.
Okay, so the revolution around the sun has changed.
Yeah. Or they just never had it as a perfect science, and it's what it's always been, and it's enough that there's a lag. And that's why we're experiencing different weather patterns a month off of what they should be. This could be September or October on any given year right now. In the past. You know what I'm saying? Does that not make sense? Does that sound stupid or something? Shut the fuck up.
Dude, come on, man. I'm sorry. It just, the science isn't there.
Bullshit. I'm sure the science is there. I know nothing about it, but I bet there would be.
Yeah, like you are throwing speculation after fucking speculation out onto this thing.
Speculation is what science is, man. Science is science until they can prove it wrong and come up with better science. I think the math was a little bit wrong. That's only if climate change isn't a real thing. Because you could easily attribute all this to climate change. Right?
Yes. No, absolutely.
Right. So, yeah. But if it wasn't as much a problem,
ozone layers.
If it wasn't as much a problem, it could be the fact that things weren't measured properly.
Polar ice caps melting.
I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist, a scientist, or anything of the sort. I'm just saying it's a very interesting way to think about it. You know what I mean?
I think that this has happened before to this planet and that we know that, and we're just in part of the cycle.
Right.
At the moment. I think our planet goes through this cycle over and over and over again. And we just happen to be a smart enough society to where we, at this point, to where we know that, and we're in the middle of this cycle, and we're like, all right, well, we're fucked for a little bit, and then it'll be everything will freeze over after it all melts, and then we'll be stuck in a nuclear winter, and then we'll see how many of us survive, how many of us go to Mars, how many of us do this, how many of us do that, and then, hey, next thing you know, another smart fuck's gonna come out of the primordial ooze. And then we're just gonna keep perpetuating this cycle. Who's to say that at some point society like us wasn't already on Earth doing exactly what we're doing right now? Instead of Bubba and Josh expose themselves, it's like Bubba and Josh.
Bubba and Josh? What the fuck? Those are the best names that you can come up with? They were pretty good.
Hey.
Bubba and Josh. Expose them elves.
Or, it's probably some language that isn't English,
Who's to say we're even speaking English right now? It's all simulation. We're just speaking in zeros and ones.
Yes, you are.
0101101111011.
In reality, you're just part of my simulation.
I'm part of, yeah. It is weird sometimes when you pass people in a car and you look at them and you're like, I wonder what their day's about.
This is my simulation right now, and you are the 110110001110001.
Okay. I mean, you never know.
I don't know. Merry fucking Christmas.
Either that, or we've already lived a full life and we're currently dying, and this is our life flashing before our eyes, but it just takes a really long time because we've already done it.
It's like hell, and hell is repetition.
Yeah, but isn't that also
Can
purgatory?
You name that movie? Hell is repetition.
Nope.
Stephen King. Storm of the Century, dude.
Never
great
seen it.
Movie. Oh, you should see that. That is a great movie. Yeah, very good.
It passed by quite a bit. I've never felt the need.
Oh, give it a try. Great, a lot of great actors in that movie. There's a lot of people who you see in a bunch of other movies that you like no name kind of actors. But yeah, really great movie. I highly, highly recommend that movie.
I've been doing the new version of The Stand.
Oh, yeah? How is that?
Pretty good.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's closer to the book, in my opinion, so far in a lot of respects than the original. And it's like, I think it's something like 8 or 10 hours long. It's like got to be like 8 or 10, 48 to 50 something hour and something minute long episodes.
That's
it's
cool.
weird how they break it apart. It's weird because there's like a lot of flashing forward and back.
Yeah, there's a lot of things they leave out in the other movie with Rob Lowe and those guys. There's a lot of things they leave out from the book.
For instance,
like the colleges and all the shooting.
Not to give away too much, but Nick Andros wears an eye patch in this one the way he should. Because he did in the fucking book.
Yeah.
So I was pretty impressed. He finally comes in like multiple episodes in. And that's how it's weird that they stagger it. They don't follow the same edit that they did in the original movie. Like it literally starts off with a character all in dead bodies in Denver or where the fuck did they settle down? Colorado. Boulder, thank you.
Or no, it was Colorado Springs.
I think it was Boulder.
No, it would have been Boulder, yeah.
You're right. But then it's Harold Lauder, and then it shows him like puking, just like the book. The first time they empty out a fucking house because he's on the cleanup crew, but then it flashes back to him being a little bit of a weirdo and like peeking on Franny through the fence. Her dad is coughing and shit. And then like middle of the first episode later on, or even maybe the second episode, it actually flashes back and finally shows what happened at the army base. The dude who plays, have you seen the new Sonic the Hedgehog movies?
I have not.
But you know the main actor is the guy who played Cyclops in the X-Men movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He is Stu Redman.
Okay.
Also, it's uncensored, the one that I'm watching, so it's the dialogue is way more in line with Stephen King. There's a lot of
Where are you watching this?
Peacock or HBO Max? It's going to be one or the other.
Max?
It's going to be, hold on. Oh, I may have bought it on Vudu. Welcome to the podcast.
About shit.
Yeah.
Like random stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
That's.
I want to talk more about some Christmas stuff. I
know we gotta
start incorporating it. That's why I started like keying in on some of that. I was like, oh, hey, this.
Yeah.
The next one I'm going to talk about is Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. If anybody knows what that is,
I do, but I didn't know it until I met Teresa,
and I didn't know about it until this year. Never seen it, never heard of it.
Have you seen the outtakes from that yet?
Well, I've never even seen the film yet.
Well, that's why I'm saying you probably haven't seen these amazing, wonderful outtakes.
There's outtakes. Okay, so I've got to watch the movie and I have to watch the bloopers.
You got to find the bloopers on YouTube when you're done, and it's just funny.
Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
100%. But yeah, man, Christmas, it's a great time of year. So
my favorite.
Yeah, it's fun, man. There's a lot of good entertainment to be watching.
Yes, I have many films that I watch around this time of year.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of films that I watch kind of throughout the year that are Christmas based.
Christmas Vacation, obviously. I've already watched it once myself. I don't know about you. Have you watched it yet?
I have.
Yeah. How about the original Rudolph?
I haven't watched it yet, but yeah, that's usually one that hits my list.
Yep. Frosty.
Yep.
Peanuts.
I watched it so much as a kid. I don't like watching it now.
It's a little heavy on the religion.
I guess I didn't really think about it like that, but yeah, it totally is.
There's the whole Linus talking about the baby in the manger, and it's a little heavy-handed.
Yeah, it does get a little churchy.
Still lovely.
Yeah,
not on the top of my list though.
No, Muppets Christmas Carol. Really?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh my God! Get off of my fucking podcast.
I got
out of here.
I got Disney Plus. I'll check it out this year.
Oh my goodness, that is such a good one.
Scrooged.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that's definitely on my list. The Santa Claus Tim Allen.
Yeah.
I love those movies. Not so much the one, the newer ones.
Did you see they just came out with another one?
Well, it's the show.
Oh, it's a show.
It's not a movie.
I didn't realize
it's a show. I think there's episodes. Yeah. The Santa Clauses.
Yeah, I guess they bring back Bernard.
Yes.
I saw him dressed up on Instagram or something. Yeah. I haven't seen it either. I don't know if I will. The first one, yes. The second one, is that the one with Jiminy Glick there? What the fuck's his real name? Martin Short?
No, that's the third one.
All right. By that time, I was too old. And I don't enjoy. I don't think I enjoy either of the sequels. Maybe the second one. I can't remember now what that one's about.
I like the second one not nearly as much as the first one, obviously, but still, I'll watch it.
What the fuck is the plot or premise in the second one? I don't.
In the second one, he has to find a wife. It's the Mrs. Claus. And
I don't
so
remember
he has to find
that.
a wife, and yeah, absolutely. And when he's down in America, in the U.S., at his son's high school, his principal.
Oh, he finds a high school girl.
Yeah, his son's principal becomes Mrs.
The
Claus.
love interest. Okay.
Yep. And while he is away from the North Pole, they develop a different guy to become Santa Claus, like a toy figurine of Santa who's running the show, right? And he turns all evil and whatnot, wanting to give all the kids coal and shit. And then, Tim Allen saves the day.
Tim Allen comes and says, "Fuck you, infinity and beyond. Here we go."
Yeah, now let me snort this booger sugar and we'll be on our way.
And smuggle it in an airplane, or try to, with a big ass fucking porn stash. Great mugshot.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I mean, I'm fairly certain I saw it because obviously I saw the third one, and I feel like I was too old then, but I might not have been for the second one. But the second one is not familiar to me, so now I'm gonna have to watch that one too. Home Alone,
definitely not as good as the first one. Home Alone, yes, Home Alone is the bomb. I even like the second one. I like
second one's not horrible. The ones with Macaulay Culkin are great.
Yeah, I remember Home Alone 3. I watched that as a kid, but yeah, I did not like. I haven't seen any of the other ones.
Right. I feel like I'm missing something pretty big.
You're missing a lot of Christmas movies here.
But maybe they're just ones that A Christmas Story, obviously.
Yes.
That's a staple. I'm just thinking about staples for me, versus staples for you, because we got a little bit of an age difference. So I think that's where you're going to say something like the Polar Express. I've never seen it.
I actually just recently watched that.
Right.
And I mean, it was pretty good. I liked the book a lot because our librarian when I was a kid, Mrs. Stafford, who is now Mrs. Rawson, she always read that to us right around Christmas every year. And it was awesome. Love that book. So, the cartoon, it was pretty good. And like Tom Hanks does almost all the voices. Yeah, he did a good job with that.
What am I missing?
One for me.
Die Hard.
Exactly. Die Hard. Batman Returns.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. That is more of a Christmassy. Yeah,
it is totally a Christmas.
I mean, there's the whole Christmas lighting tree ceremony.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Okay.
You've got How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
I'll do the cartoon. The movie's not for me.
Really? I like both.
I
remember going to see the movie in the movie theater with my family, and I remember it was just a great time as a kid.
Wow. Yeah, by that time I was a little too old for it. In my head.
Fair enough.
I mean, now there's a lot of things that's
12,
like,
maybe?
Are you sure I'm not too old for all of this? But, but back then as a teenager or whatever. Well, 97?
No. It was after that.
Between 97 and I would say 99?
Maybe 99. I think you might be right with 99. Or maybe even 90. Maybe 2000. Yeah. So I would have been 11.
Right. And I was 17, 18.
Yep. Exactly. So I can see that.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of really great Christmas movies, man.
She likes
what's
it.
his name?
It's been on the TV, but I've watched it, but I'm not.
Dudley Moore.
Oh.
The Santa.
Yes. It's called Santa Claus the movie.
Yes. Love that movie. You know,
yeah,
you got
with
John
Joe
Lithgow.
the orphan. Joe! The Super D-Looper or whatever.
Yeah, no, and then John Lithgow being the bad guy, you know, great.
Eating the fucking candy canes.
Yeah, eating the candy canes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how I learned about the color puce. When they're talking about manufacturing the lollipops or whatever. And he's like, how about puce, his little lackey or whatever. Great movie. Dudley Moore. He went far too early. There's one gone. That went way too early. He was great. So many good movies. He was a good actor, man. You felt Dudley Moore.
Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur's
and didn't they redo that with what's his name?
Russell Brand.
I have not seen that, and I don't think I want to give it the time of day.
Yeah. It's like they remade Overboard. I'm not interested. I watched it, but I was not interested. It was role reversal as well. Gender reversal, I should say. Jingle All the Way? No, that's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to get the toy, right? I've seen it.
Turbo Man,
but it's not what wasn't something that became a staple for me. But I know it's a good movie. I know it's fun. I know it's fun for sure.
Yeah, it was very funny. And then you had Phil Hartman was in that. He's hilarious in that movie.
Yeah, okay. Now I'm kind of remembering him in there.
And like they named the reindeer Ted, and that's his name in the movie. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is like all worried about his wife trying to hook up with Phil Hartman the whole movie. And the kid gets on, what's his name, plays Anakin.
Oh, Hayden Christensen?
The kid is on the, no. The kid plays Anakin, young Anakin.
Lloyd something. Justin Lloyd.
I can't remember.
Tommy Lloyd.
But anyways, he's on the phone with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's like, put your mother on the phone. And the kid's like, oh, she's out petting Ted. And he's like, she's what?
She's what?
You know.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that one was always pretty funny to me. I like that one.
The other claymation Rudolphy ones, I'm not a fan of. I like the first one with Hermes, original story, and the other ones.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
The other ones are good in their own right. Don't get me wrong. It's just like when I think of it, I think of the original Rudolph. Like none of that Christmas in July shit one or
no.
The freeze miser or whatever. What the fuck was he? The snow miser, freeze miser, heat miser, and snarf miser.
Dude, that's Year Without a Santa Claus, and I love that movie. And the other one that I like for the claymation was Santa Claus is Coming to Town, because it gives you it shows you, the origins of Santa and all the things.
Right.
Meister Burger. Put one foot in front of the other. And he makes that warlock all happy and not such a dick anymore. And then the warlock feeds his fucking reindeer the corn, and all of a sudden the reindeer can fucking fly. And you're like, yes, he's going to get into that town and he's going to give those kids those fucking toys. I don't know. There's a penguin in that movie as well. And
penguin.
Another Christmas one that I really like was Harold and Kumar's Christmas movie. That movie is hilarious.
It's all right. Dude. Yeah, I've seen that recently, and it was all right.
So funny.
It was all right. I'd never seen it.
I thought you and I went to see that together at the theater.
I think so. Doesn't seem familiar. But it depends what era Josh you were with. You got to remember, there's eras of Josh that Josh did things that sometimes come back to me. He's like, "Oh yeah, I did that."
Yeah.
You know, that's what drinking does.
Yeah.
And now
just
I don't.
Countless Christmas movies that I just really enjoy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I could watch them year round, honestly.
I'm not normally a fan of watching Christmas movies unless it's in the month of December.
Fair enough.
And then like right before December, a must when it's right before around Thanksgiving is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a good one.
Fucking tearjerker.
Helium earrings. They're lighter.
So good. So stupid, Candy, but it's a great. Yeah, I mean they were great together. They played.
What's your favorite John Candy movie?
Oh man, it's gonna be either Uncle Buck. I really have a lot of love for because it's a great movie. But one of my favorite ones that I watched over and over again, comparatively to Uncle Buck, is Who is Harry Crumb?
I liked Who is Harry Crumb a lot
it's
as
so
well.
Good. It's so fucking dumb and so good. But he's great.
Barbados. And when he,
and also I had a crush on that girl in that movie.
PG from Bombay Air Conditioning.
Yeah, little like these days, like that might not be cool.
Oh yeah, no, it's terrible. It's absolutely
but it was
terrible.
John Candy. He's dead. Yeah. He was innocent. He wasn't a bad guy. Don't cancel him because of that shit.
That tan that they put on him and everything, dude.
It's pretty much as bad as what's his name as Benjamin Jarvie in Short Circuit.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, the second one, right?
First and second one.
Oh, he wasn't. Yeah.
Mr. Johnny Number 5. I'm not going to repeat the accent. I'm not getting canceled. Nope.
I'll do it.
Oh, you already did it.
Edit this.
You already did it once, and I want to keep that in there. I want to keep that one in there.
All right.
You already did it once. It was innocent. But like, yeah, he's totally just a white dude. He's in one of the episodes of Always Sunny, the episode where they tie up the review writer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know who
Parker Stevenson exactly. Or something like that.
Yeah, he's also in Seinfeld. He dates.
Yep.
What's her name? He plays the. What is he? He's a psychiatrist.
Yep. Something like that.
Yep. But yeah, John Candy. Man, I love that guy.
Yep.
So good.
Uncle Buck is a great movie.
Uncle Buck is up
Great
there.
Outdoors.
Great Outdoors is also up there, but still not my favorite John Candy
Summer
movie.
Rental or Summer Vacation or whatever is not my favorite.
Rental is my favorite.
Really?
I love that movie. Yeah, you got Rip Torn, you got John Candy, you got a bunch of other really great actors in that movie, man. It's funny as hell, dude.
It's great, but it's no Great Outdoors.
It's like I can see my mom and my dad in just situations that happened to that bastard. You know, it just like you're like, oh man. Yeah, I love Summer Rental. Good one.
Fair enough.
Ending with the boat competition.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's still a good movie. I'm just, for me, it's not as good as Great Outdoors or any of those other movies. Nothing But Trouble.
Oh. But that's not just a John Candy
I get it, but he's great in it.
He is. I absolutely, don't get me wrong. I think he's amazing.
It's a great reveal at the end that those two, the couple there and him, have escaped to an island and he's their personal security.
The brother and sister. Yeah, and then he ends up like basically as her lover.
Yeah. It's like, go John Candy, go John Candy, go John Candy, go.
Well, and in who's with Harry Crumb, he is with some nice ladies too. Like
yeah.
Annie
Potts,
black belt in Aikido.
Annie Potts was just so gorgeous and dirty in that movie.
She was. You see some boobies in that.
Yeah, you see a little nip. Yep.
Yep.
I just remembered that, and I also remembered I have it on Blu-ray. Gotta go.
Yeah, see you,
and
Josh.
then of course now as it comes to my mind, I can't believe, because again, it's not necessarily, but it's pretty John Candy centric. Spaceballs. Can't believe we didn't mention that.
Hi, I'm Barf.
Half man, half dog. I'm a Mog. Half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend.
My own best friend. Yep.
His tail wagging the girl's under the girl's
and
thing.
The foot.
Sorry, it's got a mind of its own. Like.
And he also did really good with voices, with the animations. So like Rescuers Down Under. Yeah, he plays
it's been a long time since I've watched
albatross.
Okay.
That they ride out to Australia. That's actually the face he makes when he's getting ready to take off from the top of the building, because it starts off, it's really snowy out in New York, I think that's set in, and they have to fly out to Australia to save that kid.
Right. I made my arms feel funny. Yeah, man. There's a lot of great. Like, I thought, is there a Garfield Christmas special?
There has to be.
Right, because like John's brother shows up.
I can see John with his Santa hat on.
Right, like that seems like a thing, but
and with like Odie with his hat on. I like all three of them with their hats on, their Santa hats on. Is like the cover, I want to say.
Finds the surly fat cat at an old-fashioned holiday at the family farm with Josh's mom and dad, brother Doc Boy, and feisty grandma, who's the cat's meow. Now I remember, because the name Doc Boy.
You got a real sick sense of humor, John.
Did you say Josh? Josh's mom and dad?
John's.
Yeah, I was going to say John, right?
If I watch this back and I said my own name, stupid.
Yeah.
But I just found the whole thing for free on the Garfield and Friends channel on YouTube. So if you're having a hard time finding it this holiday season, it was literally the first thing that came up on Google. 23 minutes and 34 seconds long. Get yourself some of that holiday cheer. We don't do anything around here like trees or anything. For years I didn't want to, and now that I don't want to, she doesn't want to. So it's just such a.
We get right down into the spirit here.
They have a great Rick and Morty ornament for Funko. They got a couple really great ornaments that are like mini Funkos of characters, and they're good.
I bet they're really awesome. You know how big my fucking tree is?
How big?
11 feet tall.
So it's like a Griswold tree.
Dude, it's a big son bitch.
So you were decorating it on a ladder, huh?
Yes.
Are the dogs around it? Or are they cordoned off?
No, they're fine.
Nice. It's not like having cats. I remember my mom every year with the cats. Fucking struggle, man. Cats are such assholes when it comes to
that's
Christmas
why you got to
trees.
get that the really spiky tree for the cats so they don't paw at it too much.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of the Christmas trees, that's one of my favorite scenes in Griswold Christmas Vacation, when the dog's drinking out of the tree's water, and Clark's like, "Oh, Eddie, get him out of there." He says, "Oh, he'll be all right. He's just a little bit of tree water. I'm worried about the tree, not the damn dog." Yeah. Snot.
He's just probably nosing around in the trash. Blessing.
The blessing.
Grace, she died years ago.
Play ball. Yep.
You heard Kirstie Alley died.
I did. There's another Christmas movie.
Which one?
Look Who's Talking Now.
That's a Christmas movie?
Yeah, with the dogs at the very end there. They're waiting to see Santa, and John Travolta and his other dog, Rocks. He names him Rocks because he shits in the back of the car, and he says, "Oh, he left some rocks back here." Anyways, they're lost out in the snow. John Travolta's trying to get to the family, finds Rocks, Six. They come across the wolves, and then they hear Santa's sleigh over the radio.
Yeah, I honestly completely forgot that there was a third one called Look Who's Talking Now, and it was animals. And was Danny DeVito one of the voices? Bruce Willis was a baby.
Yeah, Bruce Willis was the baby.
Roseanne was a baby. Was it Roseanne?
She was. Ugh.
Either way, yeah, I totally forgot that there was that one because I remember Look Who's Talking too.
Yeah, no, Look Who's Talking Now. Yeah, another Christmas movie.
Christmas. It's a wonderful time of the year.
I love it, dude. The only thing I don't like about it is the stress of, well, certain things, you know, like appeasing certain people around this time of year. The stress of getting the decorations up and putting them back down, but that's also fun at the same time. I guess taking them down is the thing that I get a little annoyed at.
Right. Well, it's easier to just not do decorations. That's where it's like I'm like IQ 300 play. If I don't put up decorations, there's nothing to take down. Or if I do put up something, it's going to stay up year round because I'm never touching it again.
But so,
well, you have a kid, it's completely different. You especially,
but you know, when I was growing up, man, one of my favorite things to do was decorate the tree with mom, you know, do all the things. We'd always pull out the record player, and the record player only came out once a year, and it was for fucking Christmas because we had all those Christmas albums, including Alvin and the Chipmunks, you know, one of my favorite songs, you know, well, one of my favorite albums around this time. And we will be playing it when we decorate our tree.
Right. Nice.
You know?
Yeah, I mean that because like the other night, I may have mentioned this earlier, but it might have been off camera. I watched that South Park Christmas special. We just happened to be watching a season through, and that came on. And as soon as the music started, I was like, it brought me right back to holiday seasons at the ski shop because somehow we got away with playing that on a loop practically every year. And there's a lot of questionable songs in there, like
I remember,
you know, fucking Mr. Garrison's song. On Jesus' birthday, Christmas. So grab your fucking Hindu ass and fucking celebrate.
What was it? Hey there, Mr. Something Something, Merry fucking Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Hey there, Mr. Hinduist, Merry fucking Christmas.
Exactly.
And here's some holiday wishes. It's Jesus' birthday. Get off your heathen ass and come and fucking celebrate. There's no Christmas in Japan. They all live in sin.
When Jesus brought the presents.
It's a great album, dude.
Man. Yeah, it really is.
And that's another good one to have on the you know, because there's not a lot. I mean, like, obviously there's a lot of Christmas songs, but there's not a lot that invoke the same kind of spirit. Like when I was a kid and we'd get together in the auditorium and sing them or whatever, like, okay.
Sure.
But now it's more like, it's certain ones like Alvin and the Chipmunks and South Park and more of the stylized ones that I've gotten used to over the years that really, and like something that never goes old is just like orchestra versions of Christmas songs.
Absolutely.
That reminds me of just like, because in the 80s, man, they put on like the radio or whatever, and that's what was playing, man. It wasn't fucking what's her name there?
Mariah Carey.
Thank
all the
you.
Time.
Exactly. It wasn't that. It was or like Honky Tonk Christmas and shit, which like you get in this area a lot more. Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, it was the classics.
What's that?
Dean Martin.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, Sammy Davis.
You know
Jr.
that song Noel with the guy who sings it really low, like nowhere, like really, really low.
No.
Anyways, well, there's a version of that, like a really older version, and I remember it was always on one of the records that we would play around this time of year in my house. And my dad had my mom convinced. He'd always say, "Hey Tam, you know this guy's got 3 balls." She was like, "No." He said, "Oh yeah, absolutely." And you know that guy from he'd always reference Crash Test Dummies, and he'd reference that one song. He said, "Yep, exactly." He said, "Yeah, they've got 3 testicles. That's the only way that they can get those low notes. You know, when most basses that actually hit those really low notes, Tam, they have 3 testicles."
Wow.
And she was convinced. Yeah, one of the funniest
things again, I'm
ever.
sure this is pre like being able to go fuck you and looking it up on the internet. Like,
exactly.
You're not going to call the directory and be like,
No,
yeah, I'm
this is
looking
like
for some
90s.
assistance. Can anyone tell me if 3-testicled men actually have a deeper range? At that rate, John Barry has 4. You know,
yeah.
like John Barry. What was of all your Christmases? What is one of your favorites, and what is the coolest toy that you got?
All the Christmases
As a kid. And like, what was the Christmas that you got a toy that you didn't expect that you really wanted, that you might have been told that you weren't going to get? Something that was just like, holy shit, I can't believe this. It was like the biggest hit. When you went back to school after break, it was like, wow, it was the first thing you wanted to tell people. Like, what really?
That's tough for me. I've got a couple. That's the thing. I've got 2 that come to mind. And one of them, I was about 12 years old. And my mom and dad would usually, my mom would bartend and my dad would bounce at the Wood. Right? And it was always right the night before Christmas, they'd have the big party there.
Right.
And when I was 12, one year we had my sister and I were just home alone because, you know, we were at that age where we could just be home alone. Mom and dad will be home eventually that night, you know, once they were done drinking and driving home. And so
am I scrubbing this from the podcast, or is this staying?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, they all never mind. Yeah. So anyways, that night, Eric and I, we were hanging out, we were fun, we were messing around. I can't remember. We were horsing around. Like I was tickling her, she was tickling me, and the dog was her dog. And his name was Max. He was a big dog. He was a Great Dane that weighed probably like 170 pounds. And I was like a 100-pound 12-year-old kid. You know, I was husky. And I remember he thought I was hurting her.
Right.
And he lunged at my face, did a couple shots in my eyebrows, bit my eyebrows a bit, and then he lunged for my throat. And that's when I put my arm up, you know, did one of these, and he went, you know, on my arm. And I can't feel anything because my adrenaline is going so crazy. I wasn't expecting a dog to be pinning me down and biting me because I'm like on the couch like this. And he's got his paws like right here on me, pushing me in and just going to town on me. You know, he thought I was hurting her. And he gave it to me bad. So Erica finally is able to pull him off of me. She's trying like crazy, but she couldn't get him off of me. He's so big. And I ran into the bathroom, and I'll never forget this. I'm like, okay. So I've got my sweater on, right? And there's a hole in my sweater, and I'm looking through this hole, and I'm like, oh, I'm all right. Yeah, that's fine. I don't see any blood. We're okay. It's going to be fine. And then I do this, and I don't know how well you can see that,
I can see the shiny.
Here, and that ran all the way around. Like there was a few spots, anyways, like open like that wide, easily, like at least an inch or two wide, and you could see the bone all the way at the bottom. Like, and he had pulled muscles out, and he must have eaten them or something. I don't know. Anyways, that Christmas was really shitty that night. It's the night before fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
And mom and dad have to come home. Mom takes me to the emergency room to get stitches, and they have to do these really loose stitches because you get a really bad infection and all that. With dog bites, they do loose stitching. They don't stitch it up tight like you would with a knife wound or something.
Sure.
So I'm getting all stitched up down in the emergency room, and we come home. Max isn't there anymore. And the old man never told us really about it. And I think he had to take care of business, from what I understand. There was no vet open right then, and we had like 20, 30 people coming to Christmas breakfast the next morning. Bunch of kids, bunch of people. And he basically said, I can't risk anything like that going on. So did that. And the next day, Christmas comes around. I'm feeling like dog shit, we're opening presents. I feel terrible, because he was a good dog. He really was a good dog. And now I kind of blame myself for everything. I blame the two of us at this point.
Yeah.
But
how could you have known?
Anyways, I get a pair of skis, my first real pair of skis. And I had just joined the ski team, and I needed a good pair of skis, and mom and dad hooked me up. So one of the best and one of the worst Christmases of my life.
Now I'm depressed. Thanks.
I'm sorry, dude. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry for depressing you all. My apologies. And another really, really great Christmas as a kid, I got from Bob Shaw. He gave me an air hockey table.
Nice.
One of those smaller ones, like it's set up off the tabletop about that high. And it was, I don't know, I would say like 6 feet long by about 3 feet wide.
That was pretty size. Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, really decent size. It wasn't like one of the really small versions, but it also wasn't that big one, like you go to an arcade and play on. So yeah, there you go.
Oh,
how about you?
I guess. I guess it was probably when I wanted my Nintendo so bad. I think it was like 88, 89. Maybe 90.
Yeah,
I don't even know it was 90. It was probably 89. 6 or 7. I was
born.
And
Batman came out.
And yeah, so it would have been that year or the year before, probably 88. Then maybe the year the Nintendo actually came out. My mom was like, "It's too expensive.
To the Future 2.
We're not gonna get it. Can't get it. Not gonna get it. Blah 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 blah." And we opened up all the presents. No Nintendo. And she goes into the closet and pulls out a square box. Nintendo. I fucking lost my shit.
8-bit Christmas.
I was crying my ass off. I was so happy and overjoyed. Yeah, it was good. And then her boyfriend at the time ended up playing it a lot. And that's when I was introduced to pot. Because I think I came downstairs and was like, "Mom, what's an eighth?" I overheard them talking about getting an eighth of weed. Like, what's an eighth? And my mom got all and marched upstairs to where the Nintendo was set up on a secondary old RCA television and fucking, and I was like,
cool.
It was a guy named John and his buddy Bill, if those names are familiar. John had a twin named Don. One of them is dead now. One of the twins is dead. I think John is dead. My mom's ex. Apparently, they also played the old switcheroo on my mom. Not very nice. It's exactly what you think it is.
I'm sorry.
I was just shot coke out of my nose. God damn it. Oh, fuck.
Oh, the old
Merry
Stusky
Christmas!
switcheroo.
Yeah. But no, that was a really great Christmas. And, you know, some people be like, oh, it sucks. I like Christmases were always special. My grandmother, I don't think she's gotten it back. I think one of my dad's ex-girlfriends kept this, a recent ex-girlfriend. And then I think we might have found her, one of the kids might have found her a copy. But it's just like, it's a box, green box, batteries or plug-in, switch on it, and it's attached to all these nutcrackers with bells in front of them, and they've got little beater hammers. And they all, there's like got to be 40 of them, 20 to 40 of these fuckers that you string out. They're all connected.
Yep.
And each bell is a different, you know, note.
Different tone.
And it's programmed to play Christmas music. And she got that in probably the mid to late 80s. And so it always became, at my grandparents' house, it always became a
staple.
A very, not even a staple, just a cool Christmas thing, you know, like throw down some paper mache fake mountains, throw a bunch of fucking cotton over the top of it, put down a piece of mirror, that's a lake, and little, you know, figurines and shit on it. And then the marching band would be in the middle of all this.
Yep.
Ding, 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 playing their shit. And that's a nice Christmas memory. That there, like, candles were more prevalent. Like, you had more chill times where it was like it was normal to have the TV off and just kind of sit in the living room and just chill with the Christmas lights on, especially on the night before Christmas.
Oh yeah, I know those. I remember those times.
Lights low, Christmas lights on, and it's old school Christmas lights, not like these new LED ones that they have and shit.
No, the really warm glow ones.
Yeah. You remember the ones that the bulbs were like this?
Oh yeah, I have a few
plasticky style ones.
I have some here right now. Yep. Absolutely, I have. Cool. I have Christmas lights from all time, many different times. We have inherited them,
right,
from many people.
Yep, they get passed
many
down.
lights. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, that was always a good time, decorating the tree like you were saying earlier. But yeah, like I think that one Christmas was like it was like when it was so unexpected, and you know, we were having problems with money. So whatever she did to make that happen, I mean, she definitely sacrificed something. She probably had to do something she didn't want to do, or I don't know what she had to do for that money, but she did it to make me happy. So that always stuck with me as one of those things, like, you know, that was $100 and some bucks back then. That was a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money compared to all of what she could get for me for like $100 and some bucks. New underwear, pants. My mom was always very practical too. There was always a couple nice gifts, but especially as the years got on, it would be like fucking pants, dress pants. What the fuck?
Well, okay.
Socks,
so
great.
What was the one gift you always got, no matter what, every year?
Socks.
It was always socks.
Yeah.
Okay. For us, it was and it was always in our stocking every year. Peanuts. A can of Planters peanuts. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. And you know, the stockings, mom and dad were always really good with the stockings and things. And then I remember I had hit a certain age and they put condoms in my stocking.
Yeah. Sun-made raisins ended up in my stocking a lot. The little boxes of them. That's a weird one, I think.
Yeah.
It's just like when you have something extra in the house, you know.
You know what Mike and Jareen like to give people for their stocking stuff is the chocolate orange. I hear like a lot of people do that chocolate orange.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I
right?
know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. A lot of people do that. That's pretty popular, I think. More popular now than it's ever been. Not a horrible gift. They're pretty nice.
Yeah.
I'd eat it. I'd eat a chocolate orange right now.
I remember getting a BB gun for Christmas too. That was pretty cool.
I remember my grandfather getting a BB gun, and it made no sense that he got a B. All of a sudden.
Well, hold on. Did he have a garden?
But no, wait. Hear me out. All of a sudden, this all makes sense. I think I wanted the BB gun, and my mom didn't want me to have a BB gun. And my grandfather got a BB gun because guess what I did? I barely saw that man use that BB gun. But guess who used that BB gun all the time?
You.
The motherfucker had plenty of real guns. It doesn't matter that he had a garden. He had plenty of fucking guns.
No, what I was getting at is like, squirrels and little.
Yeah, no, this motherfucker would have probably shot him with a fucking real gun. No, he never used that thing. I was always shooting and target practicing with it. So I think that was how, I didn't get the BB gun. Pop got the BB gun, but it was really my BB gun, and he kept it.
Yeah, it was.
He kept eye on it.
Yep.
That was the way probably to not anger my mother or something, who was probably against it at the time, or I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like such a sweet story. Now.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it like that until I started talking about it. I was like, wait a minute.
Speaking of BB guns, I have a story about a BB gun. It's about my dad. So my grandmother, she used to tell us this story all the time. My dad got a BB gun one year, and his sister, Teresa, he used to make her walk out in the front yard and walk back and forth, and he would take shots at her. And Grandma Jan caught him one day. She took that BB gun from him. She smashed that thing to bits. Just broke that thing bad. Dad never had a BB gun after that.
I bet. I mean,
yeah, Dad was not nice to his sister. Poor Aunt T. Hey, if you're watching, Aunt T, sorry about Dad. Hey, Dad, if you're listening. That's so funny.
Nice one, Wayno.
Yeah, nice one, Bubba.
Nice one. Well, it's a lot of holiday cheer, man. So I think we can pretty much cut off there.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
fucking Christmas.
Suck your fucking dicks, bitch. No, that's not the line. But yeah, hopefully everyone out there has a Merry Christmas. It's in 2 days, so whether you listen to it before or after, hopefully you're having a Merry Christmas. Next week will be a pretty much almost New Year podcast episode. So kind of back to the same thing, bullshitting, talking, and we'll see what happens. Should be interesting,
Dude,
changing some things around.
New clean slates. That's what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully clean slates. We'll see. Maybe 2023 will be even better than 2022.
Dude, 2023.
That's crazy, right?
This is going to be our year.
Year of the mud dragon.
God, I hope not. Oh.
All right.
By my trained eye, I know what that is.
It's taco
meat.
When was the last time you ate taco meat? Are you eating it? No.
You're eating it now, right? You're eating it right now, aren't you?
No.
Nasty fuck. All right. Anyways, yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. We love you all.
Enjoy and happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. Of course, just festive cheer.
Yeah, there's all sorts of other ones. Name them. I dare you.
Hanukkah.
Yep.
Kwanzaa.
8 Crazy Nights. That's another one I watch around the holidays. 8 Crazy Nights.
No, I haven't seen it.
Gotta have it.
I haven't seen it.
You've never seen that?
No, but maybe one day.
Man, that's such a great cartoon, dude.
Adam Sandler.
No, the characters he does is really good. You should watch that. And it's not all. It's not. It's not all that. It's not all that. No, there's a lot of.
Now I'm gonna get excessively angry and punch somebody. His anger was always the thing of his
some
movies.
of that. There's some of that.
Of course there is. It's Adam Sandler.
But yeah, it's a good movie. You should watch 8 Crazy Nights. I like that movie a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, enjoy your holidays with your families wherever you are, near and far. We'll see you on the next episode, and I guess it's all about new beginnings. 2023 coming in hot like an enema, like a maple syrup warmed enema. As always, I'm Josh.
Bye. I'm Bubba.
Bye. Good night, Jethro. Bye. Bye.
That's Whalen.